Okay, everyone, welcome back to another reading of a Christmas classic. And in this Christmas classic, I have Alex the Elf, all the way from the North Pole, and he is going to be reading his take on the story of Frosty the Snowman. And according to Alex, he I guess instigated the event.
Oh, no. See, Jeff, that's not true. That is so not true. I didn't instigate the event. It kind of unfolded, if you will, due to circumstances that was beyond my own control at the time. With that being said, I digress.
All right. Can we just get to the reading? And everybody, I hope you enjoy this little foray into the historical, the historical.
Hey, wait a minute, Jeff. What's so funny? You know, I take that as a personal affront there.
Well, I wouldn't take it as an affront. I just find it very odd that you, of all people, would, or all elves, I should say, would even have anything to do with Frosty the Snowman, since you were at the North Pole at that time. I've done my research, buddy.
Oh, so you have you? So you're an expert in all things elfdom. Well, that's interesting, because 2 weeks before that, I saw you leave and go back to your regular job as a woodcarver. Huh? What about that?
Well, that's right, I did leave. I was done. Unlike some people, I got all my orders finished and I had to leave.
Ooh, cold shot there, boss. Jeez, take it easy. I know I'm easy cannon fodder, but for Pete's sake, this is a kid's show, right?
Well, no, actually. There's no kids listening to this, I hope. I don't understand what you're talking about as far as, you being here or being on the scene when all this went down. It just seems ridiculous.
Oh, yeah? Well, stick around and I'll show you. Personally, I got photo evidence. Check a look at these.
Alex, those are paintings. That's from a storybook.
See what I'm saying? It's like actual proof. These are actual photos of what happened.
Dude, those are not photos. Those are illustrations, and you can get them in any little kid's book.
That's what I'm trying to say. My story is very well known, and yours, sir, has fallen flat.
Okay. All right, well, I'm sorry, Alex. Can you just go ahead and just read your story?
With pleasure. Frosty the Snowman. Alright, kids, everybody settle in. If you gotta use the toilet, go ahead. I'll just sit here and wait like I got nothing else to do. It's no problem. We all have that nature's call. Okay. Hey, by the way, kids, when you get the call from nature, pick it up on the first ring. You might get messy pants. Just saying. From experience. Clearly. Okay. Here is my story of Frosty the Snowman. Alright, well, it's not mine, it's somebody else, but I'm just gonna read. Okay, good enough.
Whew, finally.
Hey, take it easy, bub. Take it easy, we'll get there. Alright, Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul. With a corncob pipe. A what? A corncob pipe. And a button nose. That's different. And 2 eyes that were made out of coal. Alright, so how does he see then? I don't understand this, but I guess we're gonna get to the bottom very soon. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. I was there. There was no fairy tale. It was quite freaky, actually. Then they say he was made of snow, of course. It was, I don't know where it was. Maybe Minnesota, maybe Wisconsin, Iowa. No clue. Can't remember. Those were the blurry days, folks. You get what I'm saying? The blurry days. There's been a lot of sleeps since then. See what I'm saying? Okay, good. But the children know how he came to life one day. Well, let me tell you, kids. I know how he came to life that day, too. Far, far, far from it being my, jurisdiction to tell a lie, on account of my beautiful and illustrious lifestyle, I would tell you this. And this is the next part, okay? So, there must have been some magic in that old silk cap they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Not like a normal dancer, but like a full-on professional, like Dancing with the Stars, he could tap dance, he could waltz, he could do the lambada, whatever. He could do all that stuff. It was crazy. I watched it with my own two eyes. Okay, so you're probably wondering why. How was I able, how did I get to see this? Well, I'm telling you right now, this is the truth, 100%, totally 100% the truth, okay? I was, alright, I may or may not have been the reason why them little juvenile delinquents found the hat, okay? That's it. I may or may not be that reason. Because one day, I was out from the North Pole, came down here to, hang out, look up some old friends, and I was watching this guy. He was on the street corner, and he was doing like a little show, right? It was super windy, and it blew his hat off. And it went down the street, and he was lost. All his cards flew off the table. He was everywhere, right? So then I took the initiative, if you will, and I took off running after that hat. Of course, no one could see me because I'm not this little elf, right? Who's gonna see me? I'm just like zipping around, boom, 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 do the Christmas thing, psh, 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 behind the garbage cans, up the gutter, whatever. And I finally get this guy's hat, right? And I was gonna bring it back to him. I swear to God, 100%, gonna bring it back to him. And I thought, well, what's going on with this thing? So I look inside, I stick my arm in there, and I pull out a rabbit. I'm like, what is this? I haven't eaten in a couple of days, so this could be breakfast. No, I can't do that. So I shoved the rabbit back in the hat. And I thought, well, maybe I should just put it on. Now remember, at this point, I'm starving. So I put the hat on, and, I turned into something else. I turned into a very respectable looking fella with a lot of money. Every time I needed the money, I just reached into the hat, pow! I got my money. Then I walked over to the grocery, bought myself a sandwich. A good sandwich, not one of them cheap sandwiches. The good kind, with the mustard and the mayo. That kind of thing. So, there you go. Got me a sandwich, I'm walking down the street there, and I go in this alleyway, and I'm just gonna enjoy my sandwich in peace and quiet, looking like a distinguished gentleman. Alright? And then, the wind picks up, blows the hat off my head. I turn right back into an elf again, and now I'm like totally screwed. I'm holding this giant sandwich. These kids, these little juvenile delinquents, what I saw earlier in the day, are still running around, They're out there doing whatever. They get a load of that hat, and I'm like, oh, God, this is not gonna work out for the best, if you know what I'm saying. So I dart behind some garbage cans, and there it is. The hat's tumbling down the alleyway. These kids, these little juveniles, grab the hat, and the one kid, he's like, hey, look at his head. You know, I'm like, no, don't do it, kid. It ain't worth it. But guess what? The kid puts it on. Pow! Turns right into a chicken.
Wow.
He turns into a chicken. Next thing you know, his friends are like, hey, that's pretty cool. What the heck's going on? And then they all try to catch the chicken, you know, which is their friend, you know. I have no idea what the name was, but the guy's running around looking like a chicken. Next thing you know, a cat's chasing him. Cat almost got him before they got the head off. When he popped back up to a kid again, he's like, hey, I'm a kid, you know? And then I was like, that was close. That cat almost ate that kid as a chicken. But anyways, so the next kid grabs a hat, puts it on. He turns into a seal, like from the ocean or whatnot. You know, like a, you know, like a seal with his flapping his flappers or flippers or whatever them things is called. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, so he's also very slippery. So they couldn't get him very easily either. And then they finally all ganged up on him and got that hat off of his head.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this thing back. And then the third kid was about to put it on his own head to see what he was gonna turn into. But then he said, I'm gonna turn this thing into a much more diabolical thing. And I was like, what are you talking about, you little mook? And he's like, I'll tell you what, kids, help me out. And he runs over to this gigantic snow pile, and he starts building this snowman, right? And I'm thinking, oh, you're so diabolical. These little juveniles are gonna build a snowman. And what are they gonna use for eyes, nose, whatnot? And then, you know, I kinda already went through that. You know, the corncob pipe, the button nose, the two eyes made out of coal. Now they got the hat. Oh my gosh, this is gonna work out fine if you were playing in the backyard. But we're talking about in the alleyway here. Hello. And we got a magical hat. Turned the kid into a chicken. Almost got eaten by a cat. Next thing was a seal. They couldn't get him. Now they're gonna put. Okay, great. Here we go. Alright, so next thing you know, up it goes. They build the snowman. They do all the things. They put all the accoutrement on there, if you know what I'm saying. And then they put the hat on top. And I'm just sitting there waiting for it to turn into a choo-choo train or something. I don't know what this thing's gonna turn into. Turns into a snowman. But the snowman comes alive. The first words out of his mouth is happy birthday. Swear on my mother's eyes. Happy birthday. That's what this thing does. You know, it's got magic. You know, turns one kid into a chicken, another into a seal, turned me into a respectable human being. And this guy says happy birthday. He got the short straw. What can I say? Anyways, also, he had this amazing ability to dance. He was like a professional dancer. It was ridiculous. Ugh, crazy. Anyway, he says happy birthday, starts dancing around the place. Next thing you know, boom. You know, well, let me just say it like this. The story continues, and this is how it went. There must have been some magic, as we have both, well, all of us, have now established. There was magic in that hat, right? So, some magic in that hat. So the old silk cap they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. That's no joke, right? He was like a 100%, a professional dancer. I swear on my mother's eye, 100%. 100%. Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be. And the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Wow. Well, that's saying something, because I could play back then, you know what I'm saying? Frosty the Snowman knew the snow was hot that day. I don't think it's supposed to say that. I think it's supposed to say Frosty the Snowman knew it was gonna get wet, or, you know, he was gonna melt. So that day, so he said, let's run and have some fun now before I melt away. That makes a lot more sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Frosty, the snowman, he says, down to the village with the broomstick in his hand. Like, where'd he get the broomstick? Like, is that a prop or something? Like, for a professional dancer? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he nicked it. Maybe he was, like, on the run and he grabbed the broom and he was, like, I don't know, covering his trail. I don't know what he was doing with it. Then, maybe he was gonna get a part-time job. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just reading this thing. You know, it's a thing. So down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there, all around the square, saying, catch me if you can. Okay, so they played tag, kinda. Sounds to me like they was running from the police. He led them down the streets of town, right, I told you, right to the traffic cop. Who does that? You know, our guy does. Our guy totally would leave the kids and his stolen broom to the cops. Duh, happy birthday. And only paused for a moment when he heard him holler, stop. Of course, she's like, stop or I'll shoot, probably, I don't know. But he's Frosty, what does he care? Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way, but he waved goodbye, saying, don't you cry. I'll be back again someday. Now, that is adorable. Ain't that adorable? He knew he was gonna die, and yet he just, I don't know, he just kind of he didn't want to do it in front of everybody like that, you know. It's pretty commendable for the old, I don't know, where's he going? What's he gonna do? I don't know. All I know is he was like going thumpity thump thump all the way over the snow and all the hills of snow and whatnot. The kids are all sad that he's gone. Next thing you know, I'm just sitting there like, how am I gonna get another meal? Because he's got my hat. He just ran off with my hat.
Okay, buddy. All right. Alex, that was interesting. Okay, well, thank you very much for your participation, and I hope everyone enjoyed this reading, and hopefully maybe we can get another one if he's still with it. Are you down to do another one eventually here?
Oh yeah, 100%, Jeff. You know me. I love this. Like I could do this. I see a voice acting future in my future. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, with that, everyone, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Wow, that was a great story.
You kidding me? That guy's a thug.